Today, I'm going to be reacting to some of the worst early retirement advice online. After years of being a certified financial planner, I've seen a lot of bad retirement info on the internet, and I want to help you to avoid it. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining why this advice is so harmful and what you should actually do to make sure you're retiring comfortably. Let's get right into it. So if you've been watching my channel, this is going to be new to you, this type of video, but I thought it'd be fun to look at some of the other financial retirement specific information that's available online. There's a lot of good stuff, but in this video, I'm going to point out, we're going to watch 3 different videos to see what just some of the, bottom of the barrel, unhelpful information is out there about retirement. And I think I'd probably, break these down to a couple of different categories. So some of this information or one of these videos is from a non-professional person, somebody who doesn't work in some type of financial advisor type role. And it's, in my opinion, it's like what this person's saying is just, it's just crazy. It's just super not helpful. And then 2 of the other videos are one's from a financial advisor, the other's from like an insurance salesman, as far as I can tell. And what they cover, one of them is just not helpful, or it's just kind of, I don't know. One of these videos is just pretty, I wouldn't call it retirement advice at all. I'd call it just it's a sales pitch. And the other video is pretty horrible, and it, in my opinion, and it touches on one of the things that I think is the worst possible thing that somebody could do for their retirement plan. So let's get right at it. We're going to watch the videos, and then I'll try and keep the commentary down during the videos. We'll watch them, and then I'll have a few things to say. So let's jump into the first video.
First thing your retirement needs to be successful is protection. You want to make sure that you have protection over the money that you have saved thus far. Okay. So protection looks like pension, it can even look like Social Security, but you need to have guaranteed income in your retirement plan. Now, if you do not have a pension available to you, you can actually create yourself one. Just comment pension and I'll send some more information on it. That's the first thing. Second thing that we need to make sure that we have in our retirement plan is income. All right. Just like I was talking about with the pension, you need to make sure that you have income built into your retirement plan. So if we also have protection, we have income, we also want to make sure that we have growth potential at the same time.
Oh man. You heard it here, folks. Your retirement income plan needs income. Okay, I got some other things to say, but we'll watch the next video.
Here's a retirement tip. Stop spending money on useless crap. I have to tell myself that every day, but I don't think spending money on my dog is useless crap. It's never too early to save for retirement. So whoever sees this, I don't know how old you are.
Okay. Useless crap. Don't buy it. That's gonna save your plan there. That's some good advice. Thank you. All right, I got one more video, and this is the one that I think is quite egregious.
Higher tax-free under 60 seconds the government will never tell you about. Number 1, you have money. It can go into a life insurance policy, whole life or IUL. It compounds, it grows safely. Later on in life, you have a large amount. You can loan it out yourself. You pay an interest rate on it. Therefore, you don't pay taxes on it. Number 2, and you've probably never heard of this, you can take existing retirement funds like a 401, your 403b, your IRAs, and you can take even just a portion of that money, right? If you want to keep it safe with no market exposure, move it into an annuity. Now, there's special annuities inside them. You can convert those tax-deferred funds into tax-free, and it will continue to grow once you do that conversion tax-free, and you'll have no RMD, no required minimum distribution age. It means Uncle Sam can't tell you when to take it out, and when you do take it out, it will be tax-free. And the secret is, for moving retirement funds into the annuity, the carrier will pay you a large bonus. And what we're going to do is use that money you get for the bonus to offset the taxes that we do on the conversion, or a big portion of it. So hopefully what you end up with is really not too much below your principal because you still have that bonus, which could be anywhere between 7 to 12% on the overall amount you move over. What you're going to get with these options, guys, you're going to get no market exposure, meaning if the market goes down, you don't lose. You have safety. You have no government waiting just to take your money, right, guys? You can pass it to your family. In the life insurance policy, it's tax-free, right? No probate and the annuities. These tax codes exist for life insurance policies to make this happen. Wealthy families and banks have been doing this for decades. You can set these up for your kids also, guys. Next steps. Message me today if you want to explore either option. I'm licensed in most states across the country and work with the top carriers to make this a reality.
Wow. That all sounded pretty compelling, groundbreaking, compelling, interesting, and not very helpful, and in some cases, pretty bad advice. So in the first video, coming back to that, the real issue with this, or the reason why I included this video, it just uses a lot of vague language. Your plan needs protection. Your plan needs income. And both of these really is just like a setup to essentially, from what I can tell, to sell you an annuity. And I'll tell you this, a product is not a plan. A product is not a plan. Buying some insurance contract, in this case, what sounds like an annuity, is not a retirement income plan. There is so much more that goes into a retirement income plan. Viewers of my channel, you're well aware of this, going through case studies in detail, what's involved in that. So that's why I decided to show this. A product is not a plan. The reason why I decided to review this video is because this first kind of point that she's making hits on something I see all the time, which is, spend shaming. I see it all the time interacting with retirees and just people generally with money. It's very easy and very, I don't know, it seems pretty natural for us to look at what somebody else spends their money on and say, oh, that's dumb, that's stupid, that's a poor financial decision. And I'll just tell you from my seat, having those conversations with thousands of people over my career, according to that, everyone's spending is stupid and bad, and they should stop it or they should change it. The truth is, everybody has preferences about how they spend their money, and to one person, what looks to be frivolous and stupid and a waste of money, to another person is a great purchase. So, in my opinion, it's not helpful to focus on, is a purchase good or is it bad? Is it stupid or is it wise? Those are so vague, and most importantly, they don't actually help you with any kind of productive behavior, decisions to do. More importantly, or I should say, instead of focusing on spend shaming for a retirement plan, what I like to do is talk about someone's spending capacity, right? Based on your financial resources, based on the laws, based on everything that you have available to you, and maybe based on some things that you could do now, save more, save a little less, whatever the case is, but based on your assets, based on your financial situation, what is your spending capacity? What is realistic? What amount can you spend that's going to give you a high likelihood of being able to have, inflation adjusted income for the rest of your life, and to be able to accomplish the things that you want to do. If we start with spending capacity, then you can remove all the kind of shaming, the shoulda or the shoulds from your retirement plan, and you can just say, okay, what is realistic, and then everybody gets to decide what's important to them, and they can spend the money on whatever they want, right? So instead of focusing on shaming people spending, just look on what is realistic and capable for spending, and everyone is going to spend it on what they want. And to one person, a decision is foolish, and to somebody else, it's the perfect decision. So it is not helpful to focus on spend shaming. All right, now the last video, let's talk about it. So actually in this video, this gentleman jumps into a few things, and I want to talk about each of them specifically. So the first point that he jumps into is talking about money going into a life insurance contract to let you know that there's these great ways that you can retire tax-free and save money on taxes. Other things that are common with these sales pitches are talking about getting your money away from the government, trying to appeal to certain people's kind of natural skepticism or hostility towards, government or authority or whatever. And I'm not even making like a judgment about that, but there's an appeal there. And I noticed that is a very common element of these types of sales pitches. So the first point that he's talking about, you can move your money into an index universal life insurance policy, and you can be able to borrow money from that tax-free and essentially use that as tax-free income while you're working and in the future during your retirement. Okay, I have seen dozens of illustrations, which is basically insurance projections for these types of contracts. And in practice, I've seen many people who have attempted to use this type of strategy. In fact, I have family members who years ago were sold these types of products, these universal life insurance policies, exactly with this type of sales pitch, saying, hey, you know what? This is a way you can save money tax-free, keep your money away from the government, and tax-free income, blah, 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 with all these buzzwords. And it got them to, wow, that sounds pretty great, right? And they began using these products. The problem is it doesn't work. I have yet to see one of these contracts actually work in the way that it's marketed and advertised. Without going into the mechanics of it, it's a bad structure. And okay, yes, technically it's possible. Yes, you can take a loan out from an insurance contract. And yes, when you take a loan out from a contract, yes, that is not counted as income. However, that's not very unique. When you get a loan from anywhere, when is that ever considered income? You take out a home equity loan. Do you have to report that on your taxes as income? If you get a loan to buy a car, is that counted as income? If you do a reverse mortgage and take out, borrowing equity from your house for something, or how about this? How about you borrow against an investment portfolio using, a brokerage account as collateral, and you borrow against it? That loan that you've taken in, is that considered income? No, these things are not considered income. Okay, so the ability to take a loan against an asset, in this case, a life insurance contract is an asset, and having that not be counted as income is not unique to it's not unique to life insurance. Yet, it's one of these kind of features that is trumpeted to sell them, as though it's some kind of super secret, unique thing that the government's never going to tell you. Okay, all right. Well, about that, he references tax codes. Tax codes is the government telling you what's taxable and not. So, I guess the government actually did tell him and us that you could borrow against a contract and not pay taxes. Anyway, bad, horrible, horrible, horrible retirement income approach. Please don't do it. His next point, retirement can go into special annuities. You can take money from a 401k or an IRA or whatever, and you can put into a special annuity that gives you the privilege of converting into a tax-free account that you never have to pay taxes on, and that money will never be subject to required distributions where the government forces you to take out money. All right, so what he just described is doing a 401k rollover or do an IRA transfer into an annuity contract that's within an IRA. So buying an annuity in an IRA and then doing a Roth conversion. Taking pre-tax money, moving it into a Roth account, paying the taxes on that conversion, and now it's tax-free. So now we've taken out the mystery. Watching these videos, you're probably familiar with Roth conversions. If you're not, I've got other videos where I talk about that with different case studies and and tax explanations of how that works. But that's all that's happening here. Talking about doing a 401k rollover, moving your money out of a 401k plan into an IRA, and with that IRA money, you're going to invest in an annuity contract. Not that great. He talks about bonuses. Sometimes you can get an upfront bonus, 8 to 12 or 7 to 12%. Okay, so this is actually a feature I see often with annuity contracts, is that when you put in money, that initial premium into the contract, the insurance company will give you some type of contribution bonus. Like you said, 7 to 12%. Just so you know, okay, that is a feature. However, in my experience, reviewing literally dozens of this exact type of contract where you receive a bonus on it, the subsequent growth in the contracts is so pitiful. It is so poor that the value of that initial bonus it's just not worth it. Okay. So, what's suggested here, at least, me looking at this video, is that you get this huge bonus and then you get all this potential growth, right? And so you think, wow, I'm going to move it over, get a 10% bonus, and then I'm going to grow and grow and grow further from there. But what I've seen in practice is that you get this bonus, and over the subsequent years, you're having almost no growth. And so when you average it out over time, it turned out to not be, a great strategy at all. And by the way, with those bonuses, there's always strings attached. Nobody is getting anything for free. The life insurance annuity companies are not walking around, walking through the merry woods trying to find people and help them with their retirement. There's always a catch. And the catch with this specifically is that you have a huge surrender period. So if you do one of these rollovers into one of these special annuities, and a few months later you decide to change your mind, ooh, actually, you know what? This contract, or this was not what I thought it was. I want to move my money out of it. Well, there are strings attached, i.e. huge surrender penalties. You're going to lose that bonus. And also you're going to lose, something in the neighborhood of 7 to 12%, something like that, of a surrender penalty. Every annuity contract is different, and that's why I'm being a little bit vague there. And you're going to get that surrender penalty for moving it from the annuity to something else. Why is there a surrender penalty? Because that's what the guy got paid to sell you the contract. And so if you cancel your policy because you decided, well, this wasn't for me, it's not what I thought it was, whatever the reason, the annuity company doesn't go back and take away the commission from the guy who sold it to you. They take it out of your pocket. You lose out. The guy gets the money for selling it, and he can move on and sell one to another person. Doesn't matter, but you lose out on the money. So there's huge strings attached with these contracts for these bonuses. And anyway, there's a lot of sizzle here. Tax-free special. It's like, okay, this is something that you can do. If you want a tax-free account, if you want a Roth IRA, you can do this without a special super duper secret annuity. Okay. I've already talked a lot about all of this. So the other bullet points he makes about tax-free and market protection and all this stuff, I assure you, there are far less expensive ways to have a tax-free portfolio. There are far less complicated ways to save money and taxes over time, to be able to pass on money to your kids, to have safety from the market. There are far simpler ways to accomplish these things. And frankly, none of these things constitute a retirement plan. You start from the top. What do you want to do with your life and why? Now we look at your resources and we figure out what's possible and maybe what could we do? What could you do between now and when you retire? Or if you're at retirement, what could you do to make it more possible or better or whatever the case is? So anyway, 3 videos that are not helpful. Some just kind of funny, not super helpful. And in the case of this one, horrible, horrible, horrible advice. After watching this video, you should have a clear understanding of what some of the worst retirement information is out there on the internet. And as you can see, it's important to be cautious whenever you're taking advice or looking up information about money on the internet. As much of it can be either outdated or not helpful or kind of misleading and is not going to help you in your retirement plan. The truth is, the only way to ensure that your retirement plan is built for success is to start from the ground up, evaluating your personal information and building it piece by piece, making sure you incorporate all the elements of a comprehensive retirement plan. That's why I'm offering a complimentary one-on-one call with me to go over your situation. We'll review your goals, look at your different resources for retirement, and I'll give you some personalized one-on-one guidance about what you can do and how well you are for retirement. To book a call, click the link in the description, and I'll see you